Alright guys, got you up on the bench here now. I don't know what to do with this foam stuff, because I'm positive that it's probably supposed to be in there, but it's so disintegrated. I think I'm going to try and get the carb off here first. What I didn't notice was that this screw right here actually did. So I just undid this one, took that guy off. And now this carb should pretty much come right off. So, I mean, a lot of times you just gotta learn this stuff as you go. I didn't see that there, so didn't know. Now, we gotta try and figure out, are we gonna keep the gasket with the carb? I think so. I'm gonna keep trying to work this gasket. Hopefully this works out. Yeah, this is just nasty. This looks like a pickup tube from the tank. Gasket looks like it's in okay shape. I don't know. Yeah, see, I'm just worried if I start prying this stuff apart, I'm going to end up having to replace gaskets and stuff that I don't want to. This looks like a diaphragm under here. Couple of flaps here, kind of like on a pulsa prime or a two-stroke. The diaphragm feels fairly pliable, so this would be a pumping diaphragm. I'm not sure. I don't want to put this in my ultrasonic cleaner. So I'm going to try and clean out some of this stuff with carb cleaner, and then I'm going to throw it all in my ultrasonic cleaner. Hopefully I can get it all to the point where it's cleaned up, and then I'll work on the gas tank next. Alright guys, so I got the carburetor all out of the ultrasonic cleaner. It came out pretty good compared to what it did look like. The tank, I spent quite a bit of time on the tank. So what I ended up doing was I put some fresh fuel in here, swirled it all around numerous times, maybe a dozen times, until the fuel that started to come back out of the tank was fairly clear. First, when it started off, it was like an orangey brown color, and I tried to get as much of the rust and gunk out of the bottom of the tank as I possibly could. So we'll have to see how that goes. I'm just going to take a little piece of Scotch-Brite and clean up the mating surface here for the carburetor. You can see there's still a little bit of gasket a little wee bit of gasket material left. Try not to get it inside the tank. Be nice. Solid. Right here. Blow it off one more time. So where this thing gets its fuel from is it picks it up out of this tube, which goes into this side of this chamber at the bottom of the tank, brings it up inside here, and then fills up this bowl right here. This is kind of like your float bowl, and then from there it gets picked up into this pickup tube and sucked into the inside of the carburetor for the combustion, and gets the air comes in here, sucks the fuel up, and it actually goes into the engine there. So I'm going to put my gasket back on here. So back on. Trying to do this so you can see as well, and of course that's gonna gotta fill this a little bit, try and get this all squared away. There we go. Good. Get some of my screws back in here. So I'm just going to get 3 of these on now. The other 2 actually had other stuff attached to them as well. Okay, and then so this guy comes up into here. Just like so. Okay. I'm ready to put her back onto the machine. Alright guys, so what I'm doing before I put this all back together is I'm going to change out the oil because the oil drain plug was right here. What I did was I propped up the one side over here on a piece of 2x4 so that all the oil would drain out of the block right through here. This little nut was in there. Threaded bolt or whatever you want to call that, drain plug was in there. So now I'm just letting it all drain, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the carb and fuel tank back on. Alright guys, pretty much everything is put back together. The reassembly, of course, just the reverse of the disassembly, so I didn't want to bother because this video is already going to be long enough. Now, as you can recall, I had a hard time with this bolt down here that holds the bracket for the gas tank. So I didn't want to take the wheel off, but as you can see, I did take the wheel off. And the 5 minutes it's going to take me to take the wheel off and put it back on is probably going to save 10 minutes overall as far as the job goes. So that's one tip I would recommend. Alright, I'll put it all back together and see if we can get it to run. Well, let's hope so. Alright guys, she's all back together here now. I'm just going to do tests and keep my fingers crossed. If we can get this thing running, that would be awesome. It probably won't start on the first couple starts, first couple pulls, because the thing's just got no fuel in the carburetor or anything like that, so, or in the pickup. So let's give it a try. Choke, everything looks good, we got oil. Alright, so that's not working, so I'm going to open this back up. I'm going to spray some carb, or some starter fluid directly into the carb to kind of get it a prime. Choke's on. How's it going again, guys? Just want to give you a quick update on this video on this Husqvarna tiller. What I got going on is I got it all back together and it was running pretty lean, so I took it all apart again. There's still a bunch of junk in the gas tank. I took out the foam thing in the gas tank, and then I put some nuts and bolts in there and shook it around for about 20 minutes to try and get as much of the rust out as I can. So I was working on this carburetor, and I was cleaning it out, spraying some carb cleaner into this pickup tube right here, and I don't know if you can see that dark line on this video right here. There's a dark line all the way. That is actually a crack in this pickup tube. So what would happen, I guess, is fuel would come in here and try and go and fill up the float bowl of the gas tank, but some of it would be seeping out of this crack. Now there's no way to fix this. You can't even buy a replacement tube. You can buy this part, you can't buy that part. It's all part of the carburetor. And so I might have to buy a new carburetor for this thing, but just because of the old gas sitting in there. But anyways, I cleaned it all out again. I cleaned out the emulsion tube right here. There was still some gunk way up in there because it's quite a long emulsion tube that I didn't get to. So hopefully that would have probably helped caused an issue with the lean running as well. But I don't know, if this thing doesn't pick up enough fuel to actually keep this float bowl filled up, then she's always going to run too lean. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on this machine, and if I get her running again, well, I'll show you another video. So I'll sign off for now. Alright guys, I'm back with an update on this tiller. I think this is like part 3 of this video. And in the last part we saw that the carburetor had a crack in the pickup tube. So compliments of Amazon and about 120 bucks in a couple of days. Here we go, we got a new OEM Briggs & Stratton carburetor. Now I could have got a aftermarket one for half the price, but it would have came from China and taken months, and right now we're actually probably past the heart of the garden season, but everyone's probably got their gardens in by now, but hopefully I can get this thing sold quick with this brand new carburetor on here. So I'm just going to put this new carb on, and I'll show you what it sounds like when I got it all back put together. Alright guys, last update on this Husqvarna tiller I got. So I replaced the carburetor, brand new carburetor, and I was still kind of chasing around a little bit. So what I ended up doing was spraying some carb spray in and around the base of the carburetor, and right in here where this gasket is for the intake. And sorry about the lighting, it's outside here, but yeah, I found that there was actually a leak right here because I was a little bit on the lazy side and I didn't replace this gasket with the new gasket that came with the set. So that in the end bit me in the butt, and I replaced that gasket, and this thing runs beautifully now. So I'm super happy about this, and I'm going to try and get it cleaned up and get it on the market, but I'm just going to give you guys a quick demo here. I'm just going to give you guys a quick demo here, show you it all works. Idles real nice. Alright guys, well thanks again for joining me on this project. It's a little long and drawn out, but in the end we won the battle on this one. So if you like the content, go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button, and that way you'll be notified when all our new videos come out. So thanks again for watching, and until next time guys, take care.